Therefore you are without excuse, O man, whoever you are who judge. For in that which you judge another you condemn yourself. For you who judge practice the same things. We know that the judgment of God is according to truth against those who practice such things. Romans 2, verses 1 and 2. If God is dead, all things are permissible. The Virginia Tech shootings, which happened on April 16, 2007, ultimately point to the truth of that statement. If God is dead or doesn't exist, there are no moral absolutes. There is no good, there is no evil. I find it ironic that the shootings happened 2 days before the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling upholding the ban on partial birth abortion. I watched NBC News as they went from talking about the incoherence of the Virginia Tech Killers Manifesto to defending a procedure where a child is partially removed from its mother's womb only to have its brain sucked out and its skull crushed. The question becomes, who truly is incoherent? The Virginia Tech killer was only taking the worldview of NBC News to its logical end. If human life is nothing more than a cosmic accident, there is no reason for it not to be destroyed at will. The willful destruction of human life is the willful destruction of human life, whether performed in the 250th month of life or during the first 9. If the God of the Bible exists, which he does, then he gets to make the rules. If he exists, both the victims of the Virginia Tech shootings and the victims of the numerous abortions that take place in this country were created in his image. And if God exists, the unauthorized destruction of his image is an act of cosmic treason of the highest degree. NBC News doesn't have the right to judge the Virginia Tech killer as insane when it is not willing to judge its own support of abortion rights as insane. God's righteous judgment falls equally on both. The fact of the matter is that we have all been weighed in God's balance and found wanting. For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We are not basically good, as we would like to tell ourselves, but at our very core we are desperately wicked. As the Apostle Paul says of himself in Romans 7, verse 18, in our flesh nothing good dwells. Even the acts of good which we perform outside of Christ God considers to be evil. Our only hope is that God is not only just, but that he also is merciful. Our only hope is that God has provided a propitiating sacrifice, a sacrifice that turns away God's righteous wrath on our behalf. That is exactly what God has done for everyone who believes on his Son, the Lord Jesus Christ. It is what God has done for those who have believed him who justifies the wicked. It is what God has done for those who have turned from their sins and placed themselves under the authority of Jesus Christ. That is what it means to receive Jesus Christ as Lord. To receive Jesus Christ as Lord, which is required for salvation, you must place yourself under his authority. No longer your will, but his will be done. Do you still believe the lie that you are basically good? Or have you come to believe the truth of God's judgment against you, that you are desperately wicked? Are you still trusting in your own righteousness, in your own good works which God sees as filthy rags, or in the false hope of the non-existence of God? Or, in contrast, have you come to trust in the one who made the only sacrifice that truly takes away the guilt of sin? Today is the day of salvation, and believing on the Lord Jesus Christ is the only way to salvation. Please do so today.